Hi everyone, this is Ella Bates and welcome to your Self-Leadership Reading Club. So what is a Self-Leadership Reading Club? Well, it is not a book club because it means that you don't have to buy the book. We're reading it for you, we're discussing it with you, and we're going to add in some of our own value as well. So we are currently reading Jack Canfield's The Success Principles. We are on episode 11 today. How exciting, episode 11. The day today is the 8th of April, 2020. If you're watching this live, say hi. If you're watching this on replay, say #replay. So today's principle is principle number 11. See what you want to see, get what you see. Visualization, so important. It's part of my daily practice as a leader of others, as a self-leader, because we need to walk the talk for other people so they can really see how you're manifesting your dreams and your success and the high impact that you're having. So let's see what he says. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Isn't that awesome? Sounds like your life is a movie. Love it. Visualization, or the act of creating compelling and vivid pictures in your mind, may be the most unutilized success tool you possess because it greatly accelerates the achievement of any success in 3 powerful ways. Visualization activates the creative powers of your subconscious mind. Visualization focuses your brain by programming its reticular activating system to notice available resources that were always there but previously unnoticed. We've talked about this in previous episodes. And 3, visualization magnetizes and attracts you to the people, the resources, and the opportunities that you need in which to achieve your goal. Say hi. Oh, I can see quite a few people have just pumped on, so please say hi if you are watching live. When you perform any real task in real life, researchers have found that your brain uses the same identical process it would use if you were only vividly visualizing that activity. So basically, in other words, your brain sees no difference between reality and imagination, which is quite fascinating. And again, we've talked about that on a high level in previous episodes. This principle also applies to learning anything new. Harvard University researchers found that students who visualize in advance perform tasks with nearly 100% accuracy. 100%, can you believe that? Whereas students who didn't visualize achieved only 55% accuracy. So let's take a look at this from a moment. Now, I teach coaching to a lot of leaders, and I often ask them, now bear in mind, A, I'm British, B, I haven't grown up with hockey, and C, I'm not a fan of hockey. And I say to people, can I coach the Maple Leafs hockey team? And 9 times out of 10, people put their hands up and go, no, you don't like hockey. You don't know anything about hockey. But here's the difference. Coaches don't always have to be that technical minded. If you look back to your favorite teachers, if you look back to some of your favorite leaders, if you quantify their technical skills to their soft skills, meaning their characteristics, their humanized skills, the competency skills, if you look at it from a workplace perspective, that coach just needs to ask the right questions to guide someone, because that's the definition of coach, is somebody that guides you to greatness, guides you to success. Okay, with me so far? Great. So a lot of the time with any kind of athletes, 9 times out of 10, a lot of achievement is about the visualization. If you've ever been in any kind of sports on any kind of competitive level, they will ask you to visualize being in that success mode, getting that gold medal for the Olympics, winning the national, whatever it is, you're visualizing that success. So what happens is you set your brain up to receive this. So your brain's like, okay, so this is going to happen, because it does not know the difference between imagination and reality. And I know I keep pushing that on these episodes, but it's absolutely true. So visualization, take it from a sports perspective, can be really quite something. What is the process for visualizing your future? Now, I'm not going to read the entire book because I'll be here all day. The process for visualizing for success is really quite simple. All you have to do is close your eyes and see your goals as already complete. Ta-da! Easy. We're done now. Boop. Okay, maybe it's not that easy, but there is a whole process behind it. I want to show you very quickly a video that Tony did. Bear with me a second here. Good old Tony. I'm going to share my screen. One moment, please. And I'm going to share an application window because, here we go. Chrome tab. Oh, bear with me. You can tell I've never done this one before, can't you? Yeah. I want to bring this up and we're going to play this. I hope you can hear the audio. Let me know if you can't. So I hope that you can see and hear this. You can't hear it because I've no way of checking that you can actually hear the audio, but he's getting to visualize turning around with his finger and reaching further than before. Oh, you can't hear it, Rowena, thank you. Okay, so what Tony Robbins has just shown, let me stop that video. I wasn't sure whether the audio was going to work or not. So let's turn this back here. Here we go. Thank you so much for letting me know you couldn't hear that. So essentially what happened, if you watch that video, is that, and I invite you to do this right now. Let me make some space here. So I want you to stand up and I want you to get your finger and point right in front of you like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your feet on the floor and you're going to turn around as far as you could possibly go and stretch all the way back and notice where your finger stands. Okay? Then you're going to close your eyes and you're going to visualize yourself pointing your finger and turning around as far as you can go, but this time going even further. And imagine that your body has all this agility and it's stretched, and imagine it going even further with your finger. Okay, now you can open your eyes. You're going to point your finger and then you're going to turn as far as you can go. Now, even if you look at my finger from the video, I don't even know whether you can see that. And hopefully you've tried this at home. It will have gone further because the basic act of visualizing tricks your brain into believing that it can already do that. Isn't that amazing? That is a pure example of the reticular activating system. Pretty neat, eh? Tony Robbins taught me that one. And I've seen Jack Canfield do that with some people in the audience too, which was kind of neat. I read a really great article from Forbes, actually, written by some women about visualizing in color, which I thought was really kind of neat. And Jack Canfield approaches the color side of things and the emotional side of things here in the book. Let me read it. So he said you should add sounds and feelings to the pictures, meaning what you're visualizing. To multiply the effect many times over, you need to add sound, smells, tastes, and feelings to your visualization. What sounds would you be hearing? What smells would you be smelling? And so on and so forth. If you were imagining your dream house on the beach, you might add in the sound of the waves, the surf lapping at the shore outside your home, sound of your kids playing in the sand, things like that. Then add in the feelings of pride, of ownership, satisfaction at having achieved your goal, and the feeling of the sun on your face as you sit on your deck looking out over the ocean at a beautiful sunset. Now, if you do some searches on Google here or even YouTube, you will find there's lots of meditations on visualizing, and it will take you through that whole process. And I totally invite you to try it because you trick your brain to believe that you're already there. You can see it, you can smell it, you can touch it, you can taste it, right? Your brain has had that practice of actually having that success already. Fuel your images with emotions. So by far, these emotions are what's propelled your vision forward. Researchers know that when you accompany anything by intense emotions, an image or scene can stay locked in your memory forever. Let me give you an example of that. I cannot remember my mum's phone number, my mum's cell phone number. Sorry, mum, if you're watching this, but I can't remember my mum's cell phone number, but I can tell you all the words to about 5 million songs. Why is that? I'll tell you why. It's because there's a strong emotional connection to something. It has activated something in your nervous system that has clicked it in as a solid memory forever and ever. You look at these studies that they're doing with patients with dementia and extreme Alzheimer's, for example, and they play a song and all of a sudden they can recall all the words, they can recall the tune, but they cannot recall their own name. They cannot recall the names of their family members. They don't know if they're married, where they're from. It's quite something. So think back to a song that you had a heightened emotion, your favorite holiday, and maybe the same tune was played over and over again. I bet right now you can sing that song, right? Yeah, quite something. My big song is Hold Me Now. Fiji was one of the oh gosh, when I hear it, I'll just rattle it all off. No matter how tired I am. In Fiji, Hold Me Now, it was a cover by a Hawaiian band. Oh my God, it was so amazing. Anyway, I'm sure you can remember lots of songs like that. For sure, you remember where you were when John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1963, if you're old enough to remember that, or maybe when the Twin Towers fell, or maybe when Princess Diana died, right? We've all got these memories and a extreme emotion was attached to it, and therefore you can recall it. So when you put extreme emotions on top of things, you're going to be able to recall it a lot easier. This is good for studying, and this is good for memory recollection, and this is also good for visualizing your dreams and the success that you want to have. Let's talk about it from a sports perspective again. Olympic gold medalist Peter Vidmar describes his use of visualization in his successful pursuit of his goal. To keep us focused on the Olympic goal, we began ending our workouts, oh goodness, by visualizing our dream. We visualized ourselves actually competing in the Olympics and achieving that dream by practicing what we thought would be the ultimate gymnastics scenario. I'd say, okay, Tim, let's imagine it's the men's gymnastics team finals of the Olympic Games. The United States team is on its last event of the night, which just happens to be the high bar. The last two guys, right? I love that song too. Thank you. I'm sorry, the messages are just popping up here. The last two guys up for the United States are Tim Daggett and Pete Vidmar. Our team is neck and neck with the People's Republic of China, the reigning world champions. We have to perform our routines perfectly to win the Olympic team gold medal. At that point, we're each thinking, yeah, right, we're never going to be neck and neck with these guys. They were #1 at the Budapest World Championships. Well, our team didn't even win a medal. It's never going to happen. But what if it did happen? How would we feel? We'd close our eyes and in this empty gym at the end of the long day, we'd visualize an Olympic arena with 13,000 people in the seats and another 200 million people watching on television. Then we'd practice our routines. First would be the announcer. I'd cut my hands around my mouth and say, next up from the United States of America, Tim Daggett. And then Tim would go through his routine as if it was the real thing. Then Tim would go over to the corner of the gym, cup his hands around his mouth, and in his best announcer voice, he'd say, next up from the United States of America, Pete Vidmar. Then it was my turn. In my mind, I had one chance to perfectly perform my routine in order for our team to win the gold medal. If I didn't, we would lose. Tim would shout out, green light. I'd look at the superior judge, who was usually our coach, and I'd raise my hand and he'd raise his right back, and I'd turn, face the bar, grab hold, and begin my routine. Well, a funny thing happened in 1984 at the Olympic Games. Men gymnastics team finals in Pauley Pavilion on the UCLA campus. The 13,000 seats were all filled, and a television audience in excess of 200 million people around the world tuned in. The United States team was on its last event of the night, the high bar. The last two guys was Tim and Peter. Of course it was, right? Just as they visualized, their team was neck and neck with the People's Republic of China. They had to perform the high bar routines perfectly to win the gold medal. Looked at the coach, as focused as ever, he said, okay, Peter, let's go. You know what to do. You've done it 1,000 times, just like every day back in the gym. Let's just do it one more time and let's go home. You are prepared. And he was right. I had planned for this moment and visualized it hundreds of times. I was prepared to perform my routine. So rather than seeing myself actually standing in the Olympic arena, in my mind, I pictured myself back in the gym where I visualized it. When the announcer said, "From the United States of America, Peter Vidmar," I imagined it was my buddy Tim doing this. When the green light came on, I imagined it wasn't really a green light, but it was my friend Tim shouting, "Green light!" As he turned and faced the bar and jumped up and grabbed on, I began the same routine I had visualized and practiced day after day in the gym, and it was in memory mode. Going yet again what I'd already done hundreds of times, I made it quickly past the risky double release move that had harpooned my chances at the World Championships. Oh, isn't that exciting? I moved smoothly through the rest of my routine and landed a solid dismount where I anxiously waited for my score from the judges. With a deep voice, the announcer came through the speaker. "The score for Pete Vidmar is 9.95. Yes, I shouted, I did it. And the crowd cheered loudly as my teammates and I celebrated our victory. 30 minutes later, we'll be standing on the Olympic medal platform in the Olympic arena with 13,000 people in the stands, 200 million people watching at home, while the gold medals were officially draped around our necks. Tim, myself, and our teammates stood proudly, wearing our gold medals as the national anthem played and the American flag was raised to the top of the arena. It was a moment we visualized and practiced hundreds of times in the gym, only this time it was for real. Isn't that a cool story, right? You speak to many, many of the greats, the big successful people in sports, in science, in writing books or anything like that. They will tell you that they visualize their success. Tony Robbins, if you watch him with Date with Destiny, he has a documentary on Netflix called I'm Not Your Guru. You will see that he visualizes the crowd taking the learning on and taking massive action. He visualizes himself giving immense power and energy to his people. And this guy goes for like 17-hour days. I am not exaggerating. He goes for it. But he does this priming. And part of what priming means is getting yourself ready. Get yourself ready for success with some visualization, with some meditation. Who here meditates? Right? Meditation is clearing your mind of everything apart from what you want clarity in. And if that's succeeding in your business, I just noticed that my sign is hitting my head. That's clarity in your business, in your personal life, as a parent, like whatever it is, you can absolutely visualize it happening. Use printed pictures to help you. Who out there uses a vision board? Vision boards are great for keeping you focused, for keeping you visualizing on what it is that you want. No matter how grandeur it is, stick it on there. If you want a 25-bedroom, millions of dollars mansion, stick a picture of it on there. If you want to get engaged and have an engagement ring that's worth $20,000, stick it on there. If you want to go to Fiji and listen to that song like me, put a picture of Fiji up there. Constantly look at it. You are going to activate your reticular activating system, which will drive you towards it, right? So important. So last thing here from Jack Canfield, he says, start now. Set aside time each and every day to visualize one of your goals. It's one of the most vital things that you can do to make your dreams come true. Some psychologists are now claiming that 1 hour of visualization is actually worth 7 hours of taking action. Huge impact. It's a tall claim, but it makes an important point that visualization is one of the strongest tools in your success toolbox. Make sure that you're using it. You don't need to just visualize any future achievements for a whole hour, just 10 to 15 minutes is plenty. Azim Janal says the hour of power. Some people believe in 20 minutes. Some people get up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning to do this. But here is the key. You've got to take action on your goals. It's no good sat there watching TV and going, oh, I really wish I could go to Japan on holiday. Start visualizing it. Go on the internet. Imagine where you're going to be. Daydream about it. Talk about it. Write it down. Share your goals. Put it as your social media status. Ask people who have been. Start creating a reality. And you can do that by visualizing. It's powerful. It really, really is. So I absolutely thank you for joining us on this Reading Club day. We are 90 minutes and 35 seconds. Tomorrow's principle, as a sneak preview, is act as if. believe and act as if it were impossible to fail. We're going to talk about the non-possibility of failure tomorrow, which is a hot topic for me. I hope you can join us daily at 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, or apart from this Friday, where it is Good Friday for those that celebrate. Happy Easter. But I will be seeing you on the next episode. So thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions of anything, of any kind, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, Ella@ellabates.com. Thanks for joining us, guys.